Like, going surfing at 3? If you guys want to meet us up at North Beach.
Their work was affecting and entertaining, even if they're no longer with us.
What are you... Get your hands out of my pants, man!
You steal from the store, you stealing from me.
What is this?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors you didn't know were dead.
Do you remember our first date? You took one look at me and you said, Vivian, that is a bad dress. Now, you could have just said it was a good dress.
I could have if I liked it. Actually, it was a bad dress.
For this list, we'll be ranking the actors whose deaths either flew under the radar or whose public images were such that their deaths might not have received news coverage around the world.
You also took your underwear.
Ah, that's like the third pair.
We're not intending to be flippant or disrespectful in our approximation of these actors, but rather doing our part to celebrate the work they did while they were alive.
Getting the main might still be tough.
Number 10, Jonathan Brandis.
You see, sensors in the tank pick up the size, clicks, and whistles. The ship's computer then interprets it, translates it.
Suicide among young people is always sad, but it hit dangerously close to home in Hollywood when Jonathan Brandis hanged himself in 2003 at only 27 years of age.
Thanks for painting that picture for us. Listen, I hate to break up this little seminar, but I gotta go.
Brandis is remembered by a generation of kids who grew up watching the handsome and charismatic young actor on the small screen in Sequest DSV, on the big screen in Sidekicks, and of course in the Stephen King miniseries It.
Get out.
What if I won't?
I think the 6 of us could put you in the hospital.
Indeed, so enduring was Brandis's quick smile and capable acting skill that it came as a huge shock when the actor passed in such a sad and dramatic fashion. Number 9, Michael Clarke Duncan.
What's important is we know that you know where Jimmy Tedeschi is.
Look, I really have no...
Death can be a sudden and shocking event, taking the lives of those close to us at a moment's notice. Such was the case with beloved actor Michael Clarke Duncan, who suffered a fatal heart attack on July 13th of 2012, from which he never recovered, finally passing away from respiratory failure on September 3rd of that year.
You know what? It's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets any better. Understand that.
Duncan was a mainstay on both the big and small screens, possessing a larger-than-life personality that continues to affect those who have the pleasure of seeing the man's work in such films as The Green Mile.
I could feel it from here.
Michael Clarke Duncan may be gone, but his presence continues to live on in the man's enviable body of creative work.
I have suffered your kind before, the dregs of Sin City. I serve a new master now. And soon you and all your wretched kind will serve him as well.
Number 8, Bernie Mac.
This ain't no Chinese made jack off. I tell you how it's gonna be.
This comedian may be dearly departed, but the laughs Bernie Mac gave his fans continue to echo long after he died in 2008 from complications brought on by pneumonia.
Look at it, you got a poster, Maze. Who are they talking about, Willie?
The inflammatory disease known as sarcoidosis was also said to have contributed to his death in a Chicago hospital in August of that same year, robbing the world of a truly gifted and quick-witted comedian.
Excuse me, brother. What we call drugs at 74th Street Baptist Church, we call us sin.
Bernie Mac's extremely popular stand-up work, as well as memorable appearances in films like Bad Santa and the Ocean's 11 series, ensure that his career will surely cast a long shadow for years to come.
Black man can't earn a decent wage in this state.
That is absolutely
cowboy like you gonna try to throw me out on the street.
No, I'm trying to do my job, sir.
Do your job. What you want from me, man? Want me to get on the table and dance? You like me to shine your shoes? Want me to smile at you?
Number 7, Brad Renfro.
Mom, I don't want to talk to him. I want to wind up like Rick if they don't stop bugging me.
They're not gonna go away.
It isn't easy for some people to maintain the correct balance between fame and the temptations that seem to run parallel to it. Popular actor Brad Renfro was yet another unfortunate casualty in an industry that so often sees young people paying the ultimate price for experimenting with hard drugs.
Look, can we talk about this in a minute? Seriously, I'm like this close to being done.
Fans may have lost touch with Renfro's career after the actor's acclaimed appearances in such films as The Client and Apt Pupil, as his life after these performances was marred by alcohol abuse, drugs, and various run-ins with the law.
So many things can happen in between. Accidents, sickness.
Renfro died from heroin and morphine intoxication due to an accidental overdose while at his home on January 15, 2008.
First time I ever smoked weed, I was in like the 8th grade. And I knew a lot of other kids who've been doing it and shit, but I was always afraid to.
Number 6. Dennis Hopper.
Baby wants to girl.
There are some Hollywood icons that manage to be enduring presences on the silver screen.
I'm confused!
Dennis Hopper was one of these icons, a movie star maverick whose career thrived through over 5 decades in the business.
Hey! Hey, man, would you mind? You just woke my friend up.
The last years of Hopper's life were made turbulent thanks to a bitter divorce battle that exacerbated the actor's battle with prostate cancer. This disease ultimately took Hopper's life in May of 2010, but the man's influence continues to be ever present, thanks to Dennis Hopper's definitive appearances in such films as Easy Rider, Blue Velvet, and True Romance.
Now, if that's a fact, tell me, am I lying?
Number 5. James Avery.
Where is he?
He's upstairs changing.
Not Will. President Reagan.
James Avery was lucky enough to have not just one, but 2 defining roles in his lifetime. In front of an audience as Will Smith's imposing but lovable Uncle Phil on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and as the voice of Shredder on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon program.
I know that fighting style. It is the foot technique.
Complications from open heart surgery may have contributed to Avery's death at 68 years of age in 2013, but the talented actor's voice and face continue to live on within the hearts of his loyal fans.
What am I gonna do? How am I gonna make it through the day without an assistant? No, I gotta go. Not so fast, Will.
Number 4. The cast of the original Poltergeist trilogy.
They're here.
It's one of the most pervasive myths in the world of haunted Hollywood, the supposed curse that surrounds the cast and production of the 1982 horror classic Poltergeist and its first 2 sequels. This curse is said to have been caused by the real skeletons used during a number of crucial scenes. Acquired from a medical supply company by the name of Carolina Biological. Whether or not that's true, its supposed victims include star Heather O'Rourke, who died of cardiac arrest and septic shock at only 12 years old, and co-star Dominic Dunn, who was murdered by jealous boyfriend John Sweeney in 1982.
The day he predicts for the end comes and goes.
Meanwhile, Julian Beck and Will Sampson from Poltergeist 2 both met their deaths before the 3rd film's release.
It's my kind of job. You know, maybe it's no coincidence. This guy shows up, things go kind of screwy.
Number 3. Lee Thompson Young.
So Levi tells me you're making me the Eliminator.
Fans of the Disney Channel series The Famous Jet Jackson may have lost track of actor Lee Thompson Young after he grew up and branched out into other projects. But this didn't mean that Young was destined for child star failure.
You gotta do it no matter what. Mom's not gonna be happy till she's back in the spotlight.
Instead, the driven and talented Young earned a role on the hit police drama Rizzoli and Isles, a role that earned him both critical and commercial praise.
I hope I'm crazy. He didn't want to accuse the program he loved unless he was sure he was right.
Sadly, Young suffered from bipolar disorder, an illness that led the actor to commit suicide in August of 2013. However, he left behind a body of work with both power and potential.
And I will miss that infectious smile and the joy that he brought to every day.
Number 2. Thuy Trang.
Leave us alone, Bulk.
Oh yeah? Make me.
Yeah.
It's difficult to imagine what great career paths might have opened up for actress Thuy Trang had the young star not died in a car accident in September of 2001. Perhaps it was the close proximity of Trang's death to the September 11th terror attacks that prevented reports of her demise from spreading through the usual news channels. What is certain, however, is Trang's enduring legacy as the very first Yellow Ranger, Trini Kwan, on Saban's hit franchise Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
All right, I'm in. Me too.
You can count on me.
Affirmative.
Twee Trang's career may have been cut short, but her contribution to the childhood of Power Rangers fans will always be remembered.
You've got to give back everything you took right now!
Before you hurt someone!
Before we remember our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Time travel does not frighten me, sir, because it's not possible. What does frighten me is the possibility of some poor soul with leukemia
there are
coming
dangers
to
in
you.
traveling in and out of time, as we understand it.
Oh, not as good as Wednesday at 10. Well, Wednesdays are just all filled up, sorry. How about next Thursday at 2? Oh, fine. Next Friday at 11, bye.
With you and your pal. I got shoved into a broom.
Excuse me. Me and my pal?
Yes.
You are referring to President Bartlett?
Yes.
Refer to him that way.
#1, Lisa Robin Kelly.
Look, just tell Mom I'm too old for surprise parties.
But you're the baby. Mama loves her baby.
We've already discussed the perils of fame and what happens when stars lose their battles with drugs and alcohol. But what about when a star is attempting rehabilitation?
I'm mean to you, you're mean to me, so come on, hit me.
Sorry. I can't. Not today.
This was what that 70s show star Lisa Robin Kelly was going through when she checked herself into the PAC's rehab house in August of 2013. Kelly had endeared herself to fans as Eric Foreman's sexy older sister Lori on the popular sitcom, but her career was derailed, thanks to a dependency on drugs and alcohol.
Give me the remote control.
Give me a reason why I shouldn't set you on fire.
She died in her sleep not long after checking into PAC's house due to accidental drug intoxication.
Burst into flames! Burst into flames! Burst into flames!
Do you agree with our list?
You say no. Here's a question. Why?
Which actor's death did you think went underreported?
Do you mind if I take the tall one?
No, that's all right.
For more retrospective top 10 lists published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
May I remind you that you are here to help me, not help yourself? Now you sit your butt down over there and shut up.